Okay, take two. Okay, I am giving you a demonstration of the Hyundai Kona. Um, it is a rental because my car is in the shop. So I'm giving you the pros and cons and the benefits of it. Um, and then I accidentally showed you my keys with some thing on it anyway. So we're starting over. So this is the Hyundai Kona. Some of the benefits are, number one, the not benefits are there's a lot of buttons. So this was lit up all night. I tried to get it off. At one time it did come off. I think it's for charging your phone. Not sure why it's lit up. The dealership said there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine if it's lit up all night, but I'm not really sure what that is about. Not even sure because my car is so old. It's got it's a Hyundai Sonata. It's 17 years old with 199,000 miles on it. So it doesn't have all these bells and whistles. So this is like a little space to store stuff, maybe your hairbrush, some snacks. You could put water bottles in there because it's plastic. This is the glove box, which is kind of small, but most glove boxes are. I would not store anything up here because that needs to have ventilation. There are so many buttons on here. I couldn't tell you what any of them does. This, not even sure what that does. Not even sure what that does. Not even sure what that does. I know that these are the lights that we tried last night, the windshield wipers. This is the parking brake that I had a video to figure out how to do it. This is the mirrors. These are the door locks. These are the windows, and not sure what that is. So there's a lot of bells and whistles on this puppy. Not sure what that is. Not sure what that is. Like I said, lots of bells and whistles on this puppy that I'm not even sure what all of these things are. If I did buy this car, which I cannot afford right now, I would have to have like a 5-hour, 5-day tutorial on it. This is the airbag light, passenger airbag light that said it was off. It lit up last night. Don't really care about that right now. This is the back seat. It is huge. And this is where we could store our water bottles as well. So the interior is white. I drove a Hyundai Kona before for a rental, and it was light silver with dark interior, and I did like that better because this is filthy. So even if I guess they didn't wash it because it's just a rental, but even if they did wash it, white would get really filthy, and I don't even have kids. So as far as the interior exterior, I was thinking, well, it's going to be a lot cooler because everybody said, oh, white interior is so cooler. It's so cool. It's so cool. Well, I have tint on one window in my car that I bought last year. It was for the windshield, and my car is extremely hot. Sitting in this car, it's not too hot, but yeah, it's hot enough where it doesn't really matter if it's black interior or white interior. It's still going to get hot. You're going to need to get good tinted windows to keep your car cool. I think there's another mirror over here. And there's another light up here, which there is in most cars. There is not a sunroof, but that was one of the things I had to have was a sunroof in my car. And of course, I don't think I've ever used it. Okay, so the seats do go back. I just did a demonstration of this before I had to do it over because I showed you something on my keychain, my Ralph's Club card, and I showed you the number, so I had to do it over. This reclines all the way back to the back seat. So if you wanted to take a nap, not while you're driving, but if you wanted to take a nap, or you're sleeping in your car or something like that, that would be good for that. I'm just bringing it back forward. And the seat goes back really far. I don't know why I'm in this really bad habit of most people just get out of the car. I have to pull my seat back when after every stop. I don't know why. I just have to, and then I have to move it forward. I don't know why I do that. I'm a weirdo, but I do that. This concerns me that these are the cup holders, and then it goes back to under there, which there's a little thing under there, which I think is electrical. So if there was condensation or you spilled your coffee, it would leak into something electrical. That concerns me. There's a lot of buttons here, and there's one for the AC. All I really did was push this up and down, which my dealership told me to do for the heat and the air. The heat and the air worked absolutely fine. Not really sure what all these buttons are for. I think they're for Google and for, using your cell phone in the car. You can charge your cell phone in the car, but I would never use my cell phone in the car as far as connected to anything like this, because I don't really know how to deal with it. There's a backup camera that I find as being someone that's old school. Looking in the back to back up is fine. We're about ready to do that. And I can see out the back. The Volkswagen Beetle, I did have problem. I would have to learn the backup camera because Volkswagen Beetle, I did have a problem backing up. It's very tinted back window. So yeah, it was a little difficult to see out the window at night. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking of something else. So I couldn't do that on the Volkswagen Beetle. There, I test drove a Hyundai. I can't remember what it's called right now. A Honda that I liked, and I can't remember right now what it's called. It was like sitting in a coffin. I couldn't see out any of the windows, so that was not good at all. This one, I didn't have any problem backing up. There's a lot of windows. So I did not have problem just turning my head and backing up and not using the camera, which I'm not comfortable with because I did not grow up or drive with that for the last 20 years. So that was fine. We are getting out of the car now. Take a little tour. And we might even do this on TikTok. I don't know. And this is the trunk. You need the key to open the trunk. It takes me an hour to figure out how to do that. There is this cover to cover so that you can't see. The trunk is a lot smaller than the Hyundai Sonata. That's not a problem because the Volkswagen Beetle and all the other cars I test drove had smaller trunks than mine. So that wasn't a problem. As far as how it handles, and it's really pretty. It's a dark gray. It's kind of like pewter gray, or how do they call it? Gunmetal gray. I do not like that color. It did not work for me. I wasn't happy with it, or the white interior, but hey, that's fine. Now, as far as how it drove, I just maneuvered it up a hill to get onto the freeway. It was fine. It held really well. It does feel like a Jeep. It might like roll over in a bad windstorm, but I'm used to my car, which is a very large sedan car. So it does drive up higher. So it's like sitting in a van or a truck or an SUV, because I'm used to be sitting low, like in my car. Not as low as a Chevy Spark, but my car is pretty low, so it's not high up like this. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but it drove well. It got up to high speeds. It maneuvered around cars, passing cars. I tried to do that. I tried to go fast up the hill, and I didn't even put on, how you do the different speeds. I don't know how to do that. I've never done that in my car, but it handled very well. So I don't like the fact that it started talking and I'm like, what? Who's talking? And usually it's my cell phone and I accidentally hit TikTok or didn't turn TikTok off, and then I hear somebody talking. It was the phone. I don't know how you say. I'm losing track. I'm blanking out on what it's called, but it's, when you use the phone in the car. Not the Wi-Fi, but the Bluetooth. So that's just started talking to me when I was driving. Freaked me out. Did not like that aspect of it. It pulls. So when you're driving, it'll tell you like if a car's coming that you shouldn't change lanes because there's a car approaching. Sometimes it will tell you if it's too close. The car will pull and not let you turn into a lane. It won't stop you, but it will kind of pull a little bit like it doesn't want you to turn in case there's a car coming. Not used to that feature, but that was kind of weird. And it tells you the speed limit, but it's in teeny tiny little writing. So it's great that you're reminding me what the speed limit is. The fact that it's in teeny tiny writing and I can't see it, what's the point? So that's not really a good feature at all. So all in all, I would give this car, it's not the car I want to buy. So no, it's not a Volkswagen Beetle or a Jeep, which was my preferences. And of course, my one high favorite would be the Dodge Charger. I loved I rented that car when my car was in the shop. I got that as a rental and I loved it to death. I mean, I loved that car. That was perfect. The Chevy Spark is doable. It's unaffordable. I mean, it's affordable, sorry. As far as, if you had to buy a car and you didn't have any money, that would be the way to go. And car insurance on Chevys and American-made cars are cheaper. So that would be the way to go. And the Chevy Spark, it's a Chevy Spark, but it's a pretty great car. I really liked it a lot. We'll tell you a horror story about the car buying process on the Chevy Spark. But right now I have a Hyundai Sonata with 199,000 miles on it. It's in the shop again. I thought the engine light came on, so I drove it to work thinking it was the battery and we could just get a quick fix on the battery because it was still under warranty. But no, of course, it was the alternator. So as you saw, we had to drive, we had to get towed to the car repair mechanic, and then I had to get this car and then drive to work. So now we're going to do a live and then we'll be done. I'm not checking out the engine, don't even know how to open the engine, but that would be something that we do if we actually decided to buy the car. And of course, there's a radio, air conditioning. It's a push button start, which I was never used to and hated. I love the key aspect, but I don't think they have those anymore on any new cars. Thank you for enjoying. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial or whatever you call it on the Hyundai Kona.